All right, guys, what we're doing is we're replacing the oil switch, sensor switch, right, for the Ford Raptor. And that's the part number right there. These are the tools you're gonna need: 15 millimeter socket and a 21 millimeter wrench. Now, first thing you're gonna have to do, you're gonna take out the skid plate. This is the front skid plate, and that is the rear skid plate. Right. So we're gonna take and set this to the side. Wait a minute. Alright, then we're gonna climb up under here. Right, there's the rear skid plate. And those bolts are the ones that take the 15 millimeter right there. It's 8 of them. Right. You're gonna climb up under here, and where it's located is there is your oil container. There's your oil cooler, and where that light is, you see where that plug is. Unplug right there where the light is, where the plug is. That's your sensor right there. Right, and to get to it, that's why you're gonna have to remove the second skid plate right here. Let me see if I can crawl up under here and show you guys. Right, here's your front differential pan. I'll go back here. See, there's your oil cooler. Like I said, you follow that back, and right behind it is your sensor right there, as you can see. Let me try to back up off the camera a little bit. All right, there is your switch right here. And the switch is gonna be, the harness is gonna be on here like, let me see, like this right here. And what you're gonna do is the top part, you're gonna press the top part right here, which is, if I show it to you, it's right here. You don't wanna break this because you're gonna be in trouble. So it's gonna be on here like this here, and you're gonna press it in and just wiggle it off, and that'll come off. And this part right here is where your 21 millimeter wrench comes in. And it's very tight in here. If I can find my wrench, I'll show you how much room you got. Right. And of course I got like a foot long wrench. Of course I don't have one of those little short ones, but you can still get it done with a long one. So you're gonna basically have to have a lot of patience. Right? And you're gonna get it on there. You're gonna you're just gonna turn it for however much room you got in there. And you're gonna turn it upwards. Right? And it's gonna eventually start unscrewing. It's kind of hard to do it with this hand. Let me see if Alright. So as you can see, I got the new one on. And you can see when you take your sensor out, there's gonna be some oil leak. As you can see, I got a little container there to catch that oil, a little bit of oil that comes out of there. Because it is, of course, attached to the cooler. So, let's see if I can hold this thing steady. Anyway, I'm going to take this container out. Try to not to spill it real quick. And I'll sit that down over there. And again, you can see I had a little bit of oil spill out, but this is the new one already in there. And I'm gonna show you what happens when you take it out. See that oil coming out of there? So when you get ready to take your old one out, you wanna make sure you have the new one ready, and your other hand ready to go, because it's gonna start leaking out of there, which is how it should. But you want to make sure it's seated down in there correctly, because you don't want to put it in there wrong and over tighten it and strip the threads out there. All right. And I'm gonna just tighten it down, not too tight, but kind of hand tighten it, because it wasn't in there tight. Clean this up, and then when I clean it up, I'm gonna reconnect my let me go ahead and reconnect it now. Reconnect my pigtail here, and it snapped right back on there, and it's all done. And you're gonna check your wiring for frays or anything, because what happened was I had like a low oil pressure on the dashboard, so I had to check it out, and I'm hoping that it's the sensor. But we're gonna check for any frays or anything in the pigtail, and there's nothing there. We should be good to go. Stay tuned, Stunner. The last thing, when you're done, crank it up to make sure your oil pressure gauge is centered like it's supposed to be, as you can see, and you'll get no error messages or anything, right? And then if you don't have any leaks underneath the bottom from where the sensor was, then you should be all good. Stay tuned, Stunner.